I thought it would automatically go live, but I think it is actually going live now. Hello everyone. Sorry for any technical difficulties and hiccups there, but I think we're finally ready to go here for the first ever
I thought it would
uh,
automatically go live, but I think it
online
go live.
Bitch
Uh,
Fest here on YouTube and over Discord.
Hello everyone.
Um,
Sorry for me.
so yeah, I think someone on the stream might actually have it playing in the background. I think if you could mute that, we're hearing it a bit over. I don't want to have the bleed through going on. Um,
Yeah, I turned mine's off.
okay, awesome. So Bitchfest is typically an event we hold in the uh, fall semester at CMU, where we perform poetry and kind of just complain and have a bit of fun in a bit more of a freeform thing. And with the kind of crazy time that's going on right now, we thought it'd be a good time to maybe try to do a little small bitch fest here for uh, just to let it all out here. Um, so without further ado, I think Brandy's going to be going first here. Um, and we'll be
Okay.
okay. I'm gonna turn off my video and mute myself.
All right,
And
cool. Well, first I wanted to talk about I wanted to bitch a little bit first because I recently got sent home from work for the very first time ever. I've been working since I was like what 16, I've never been sent home from work ever. And for my first time ever, I got sent home from work on Saturday because a lady came through my line. I'm a cashier at Sam's Club. A lady came through my line, took pictures of my mask being right here instead of completely up here. She took pictures of me, like literal pictures of me, and sent them to my corporate and told them, and to my managers and bosses at the store, and told them that I was being unsafe. And I basically got in trouble. I don't want to say I got fired or anything. I got points marked against me, but they sent me home. I have never been sent home, not a day in my life. And to that lady, fuck you. Like, literally. Like, I hope you trip over a ladybug. But that's just my bitching. So I'm gonna do one poem, and I got this one. It's called Get High With Me. Get high with me and watch poetry videos. Let's float on clouds and listen to angsty college kids and free spirited individuals and born again souls bare themselves to the world. Let's take hits and shots and munch on brownies, fly over boundaries to part our hearts, from pen to paper, fingertips to saved iCloud notes. Swap metaphors and proofread stanzas. Let's free share and look up off the wall prompts that get the creative juices flowing. Find statistics, brighten the truth with similes, and darken the lies with stale insults. Let's work on haikus that could calm the angriest of people. Get better on hand gestures, pacing, foot placements, and performance techniques. Can I bounce this poem off of you? Where should I breathe? Do I leave that fuck you in there, or should I perform it as is, or just keep it in a text form and send it to you supposed to before it turns into a text, and then back into a poem, and then back into the text, and then back into a poem, and then back into a text, and then back to a poem, obviously, because at one point it was only about maybe getting coffee or even going to the movies, but instead listen to stars in your eyes and the color of pure white snow in your teeth, and how I get trapped in the curl of your afro and get lost in the trail that beard leads to back to that smile, and I become speechless. But write a poem with me. I want to know your mind on a deeper level than just what's noticeable to the naked eye. I don't care about the GPA or the type of car you're pushing. I'm just curious about the state of mind. Did you laugh today? At least once? Did you make somebody else? Did you eat or get it? Did you learn something new today? Want to talk about it? You intrigue me only because you look amazing and you carry yourself the same way.
I've been in and out of really horrible moods. So I wrote two poems, and the first one I felt is necessary and appropriate to share because I woke up this where I live in Michigan. So it's called After Weeks of Spring Storms, the bathroom ceiling started, but I don't mind. Sitting in my underwear on the cold bathroom floor feels familiar and constant I've needed. Lost in that rhythm, I can see me in the same spring storm. On being little, on the porch, afraid of the shower, pressing my cheek in on the car window. Heavy rain drowning out another one of my birthdays, cut short by a surprise, exiling a family I didn't really want to see. On being big, getting a call to take shelter from the storm. but wanting to feel time and waiting in the road for the on. A hurried pace between classes, hoping to be spared from the rain. Now, in the bathroom, watching the new tap on my ceiling. Staring at the stain on the ceiling, I wonder how long until it too is evicted. The preview of spring smells permeate nostalgia for a life outside. How long until the mold takes anger and poisons lungs with a sense of wilderness? A mysterious man will come one day and patch up the hole. He'll charge my mother too much, and soon the stain will be gone entirely. Nature is danger, and we can't have it in this house. But next year, the same storms will be back again, and angry here. They are always mad these days. I've forgotten the water cycle, but is this the same water that hit my face when I was 12? Is this the same water that fell from my eyes last night? Like my therapist says, growing when no one wants you to. So I need to take a drink of water real quickly. But the next poem I wrote, I was having like a lot of nostalgic, I guess, and reminiscent thoughts of like people I knew before college and people I've been missing since coming to college. And so this poem I wrote about a friend of mine who I had, I want to say, sophomore year of high school. We met, I don't know, through something online, and we talked a lot and we became really, really close. And we never actually met up, but she died in a hit and run. I want to say, I don't know, sometime in the fall, and I've been thinking about her a lot. So it's called Aria Grieves, Loss of a Very Beautiful, Creative, Intelligent Girl. Next to medication sits my nostalgia. It's not prescribed, but sometimes I take it just to remember you. Texting me about your first pride, sending me the step-by-step of your makeup. Of course, we met online. There wasn't a day where we didn't suspect the other of being a predator, and there wasn't a day where we didn't share every aspect of ourselves with each other. Tucked away on my shelves is the book you sent me. Well-worn spine and soft pages let me know how much you loved it. You said it reminded me of you. You of me. Oof. You never pressured me to read it, and I welcome that passivity with open arms. It's been 3 years, and I still haven't gotten past the first page. When I finish it, I promise I'll give it back. Boundless searching through Facebook, I always find the invitation. She talked about you a lot. You deserve to know what happened. I apologized and said I couldn't make it. Regret. A night of tossing and turning made me check if it was true, if it wasn't some cruel prank. You died on the highway. I read your obituary. I never knew Elizabeth was your middle name. So that's what I've got.
Thank you, Edwin. We actually have a last minute person coming in here. Lauren Howley, one of our Wordhammer members, just joined the channel. We're going to try to get her in here in a second. So I'm going to just bounce us to our intermission screen while we get this technical stuff figured out.
Hi. Can you hear- Hi. Sure, I will, sorry. Yeah, I I just don't know if I'm, like, on screen or what. I've never used Discord before, so I'm, like, kinda confused. Okay. Yeah, I just don't know if I'm, like, on screen or what. I've never used Discord before, so I'm, like
deepest apologies for all these technical issues. I just spoke muted minutes there. Oh man, technical difficulties are great. As I was kind of saying while muted, I have a cough, and it is frustrating, and it won't go away. It's not coronavirus. I don't know what it is. And here's a poem about it. It is called To Pestilence. And for this cold, this cough in my throat, I commend you. You did to me what I could never do to myself, what I would never let myself do. Slow down. You're often overlooked, but you are truly a force of nature. Don't get me wrong, I too would like to forget, though this constant cough makes it impossible. You are truly lamentable, but it is undeniable. Colds, infections, viruses, and the oh-so-sweet and awful works are a part of nature. You waste me away in front of screens all day, the trail I wish to run 50 feet away, and only through a window and yet another screen, but unfortunately with this cough I wouldn't dare. And since I at least hold the privilege of not fighting you to the death, at this current time, I can take a moment to thank you for this time of partially painful and fully annoying reflection. To do all the reflection of all the things you oh so generously do to me. That was To Pestilence. So if we'd done this a few weeks ago, I'd probably have a bit more to complain about with just being home. I don't know if I've gotten over the fact of having to be home, but I'm at least I've accepted that this is the current state of affairs in my place of living, and yeah. But there's still definitely a desire to get away. So this poem was something I wrote kind of about that. It is called Take Me Home in 60 Years. Take me home in 60 years, not now. I'm burnt out on this town. I'm so bored here, I might just burn it down. I can bear it for a weekend, even pretend for a week. I'm out of the house as much as I can be, and things have changed. And things have stayed the same, and I've changed. Take me home in 60 years so I can see this place anew. I only see the past. Everything new is just a poor paint job, and the edges are chipping. And most of them are good. So that's not the problem. It's just, over the years, the me in memory dropped off, and I just feel like a shadow of my former self, or maybe I just overshadow my former self. Take me home in 60 years, when most of my friends are dead. They're not here anymore anyway. When it might not be uphill every way, when the baggage is finally let go, when I know who I was, am, and will be, when my memories and stories and words are all that I have left. Take me back in 60 years, when the old dump can finally be redeveloped. Then I'll be able to rest easy, knowing that even that shit can be redeemed. Thank you. So I think we're going to have Lauren finish this off tonight.
I can hear you might have the screen thing playing again. Like, I could hear you over yourself, but I didn't want to interrupt.
Oh,
I can
gosh,
still
really?
hear you right now.
You're probably
But I
hearing
don't-
me through the call and through the stream.
Oh, maybe.
Okay, I think we're good. I'm sorry to everyone watching and everyone performing tonight for all these technical difficulties. I have never streamed on YouTube before, and I'm a bit rusty with OBS. Better next time, hopefully. But
Yeah,
without
you're
further
good.
ado,
Okay.
Lauren.
All right. So I've been writing some. Yep, I've been writing some. I don't know if I can do this, y'all. I'm sorry. I can hear things like coming back and.
You should probably just mute the YouTube stream then. Then you won't be hearing the over.
Right. Okay. All right.
Okay,
I
think we're good.
I'll just go through.
I'm sorry.
All right. So I've been writing a lot about personal reflection, I guess, recently because I've been spending so much time with myself. So I wrote this one and it doesn't have a title. Am I obsessive about personal reflection? Maybe. Who am I to ignore the life that has been put so perfectly placed outside of my shut eye? How am I not to question it? I can't help but wonder if I'm hypocritical, or my thoughts are constantly spinning back and forth. I tiptoe over the idea of time and its worth constantly. Some days I think I'm so small, that this life in the grand scheme of things is meaningless. I often act jaded, like I'm better than those who use their rose-colored glasses because I am a friend of cold reality. I am annoyed, even hostile toward these people. I wonder how they have the audacity to claim importance over everything they do, say, and think. How should one human being believe they are writing a narrative of significance? It's not that deep is a phrase I too often utter on a day-to-day basis. And every night I lay in my bed in total silence. I wonder if the planet will slowly swallow me up whole. I wonder what difference it would make. I'm frustrated by my many complacencies and simplicity, my irreverence to care. Most days I write poems and then immediately discredit what I have to say as meaningless. Words to fill up a page. Words someone across the world thought long before I was born. Words that are unoriginal and therefore unimportant. I, like many others, can't take a compliment. I refuse to believe that I'm the 1 in a million star like my mama says I am. What have I provided that's so essential for our humanity? I can't comprehend how I'm worth what I have been given. To put it simply, I can't help but find it hard to take myself seriously. When I do, oh boy, when I do, it can be amazing, even heavenly. To let down those gates and speak in vivid colors, to allow myself the time to dream that true love exists and that the stars align to give birth to the human that I am today. To marvel at the beauty that I have been given the opportunity to see in pale green eyes or perfectly pointed lips. To believe in full that the fluorescent flickering light outside my small town motel does have superpowers and that it is truly calling my name. Maybe my presence is a part of a bigger story. Maybe the little star I drew on my cheek in black ink meant something to someone. And maybe the crinkle that forms between my brows when I sing is uniquely mine. Maybe that's important. Maybe I'm exactly where I need to be. Makes me wonder why I should flatten my world down to the drudge and drone that I believe to be truth. It disgusts me that I should be so melancholy. I am a complex human after all, and there's quite a bit that must have gone into the making of me, right? I came to the realization that I hold a grandiose story within my body, that my supposed soul could speak my narrative for longer than I could ever fathom, that I am deep, that life is often deep, that these relationships, these conversations that I hold, they run deep, and that I shouldn't downplay that hopeful reality. There are times when I feel comforted by human presence, a certain special few, where this deep is begging to escape, so I let it fall from my tongue. And for once I am free. For those moments, those feelings shared, those poetic intertwining connections, I live. The making of me, right? Okay. I can do one more. I don't know if we have time for that or if the tech is working for that, but I do have one more. Okay, cool. So don't be mad at me, but I broke quarantine a little bit. I wore a mask and I just ended up hanging out with one person because I was going absolutely bonkers. So I drove around with this person with the top down off of their car, and I wrote a poem about it, and it was good. So here we go. I don't have a title for this one either. We laugh so deep and full, I feel like I've shifted realities. You've brought me to a new world, one that is lit with buzzing street lamps and golden sunsets, full of nostalgic days spent as a child, when things were simple. Masks and distancing are a thing of the past as we push down dirt roads with ambitious grit. This day is ours. Whether it's the perfect plains of planet Earth or the sketchy suburbs of Saturn, I'm certain that the apocalypse feels safe when you're near. And glances are held ever so tight to my chest. How could I forget your rear view glares? I could never enjoy the gaslit small town lyrics the same way. I wouldn't dare expel exhaust with another, because it could never amount to the feeling of wind-blown tangled curls, the bitter aftertaste of carbonated energy, the scent of bonfires and nature on the countryside, the sound of tiny pebbles pinging on tires down our gravel roads, the feeling of sincerity and companionship. This is love if I've ever felt it. Your youth begs the question, why not? And I am in full agreement. For these days are not real, although I do feel the most genuine while sharing an adventure with you. Our little crimes persuade me that it's all worth it in the end. Attempted theft of rusty street signs, reckless driving over the yellow line, it feels good to take control. Bend the rules for the sake of our sanity. We plan future road trips with actual destinations, while racking up the miles driving circles round our hometown. We speak of escape, but only by a mile or two. We travel through Romeo and wonder if any of our rivals were the lucky ones. I can't help but believe that we are the lucky ones. Sharing this day soon turn night when we fall prey to our past priorities. Let's fly for the playgrounds, roll our bodies down hills of perfect plush grass, and see who can swing the highest. Getting silly on the merry-go-round till we're sick. I haven't gotten this drunk in months, so yeah, I guess we've grown up. But damn, I needed this. To finish it off, I'm blessed by the world above. Unreal. A night sky view from the topless Jeep backseat. The stars and the moon make a guest appearance after hours of cloudy fog. It's almost as if the heavens heard our request for stunning celestial sights. Thank you, wide blue yonder. Thank you, Freedom Ride. Thank you, pals like no other. Before this trip, I pondered plight, but after tonight, I have lived. Once again, I ended it on the same note. Swing the highest. So yeah, those are the two poems that I've been happy with over this past quarantine time. Grown up, but damn this. To finish it off, I'm blessed by the world above. Feel the night sky, stars and the moon make a guest appearance after hours of cloudy fall. Heavens heard our request for wide blue yonder. You pals like no other. For the conquered plight. After all, I have. I ended it on swing the highest. Yeah. And it's still on